Imagine astronomers quietly scanning the night sky when suddenly their screens light up with data that should be impossible. A planet bigger than Jupiter, orbiting a star so incredibly close that it should have been utterly destroyed millions of years ago. Yet somehow, it's still there. This baffling discovery has scientists at NASA and observatories around the world asking a shocking question. How can a planet exist where no planet should possibly survive? This is the story of a cosmic ghost, a world that defies the laws of physics and challenges everything we thought we knew about the universe. Every single night, as the world sleeps, a network of powerful telescopes turns its gaze toward the cosmos. These silent sentinels are on a constant mission, observing thousands upon thousands of stars, many of them just faint specks of light in the vast darkness of space. Their purpose: to hunt for worlds beyond our own solar system. Astronomers are looking for something very specific, a subtle clue that a hidden planet is lurking nearby. They search for tiny, almost imperceptible changes in a star's light, a brief dimming that signals something has passed in front of it. This elegant and powerful technique is called the transit method, and it has revolutionized our understanding of the galaxy. It's like watching for a moth flying in front of a distant lighthouse. By measuring how much the light dims, and how often it happens, scientists can figure out a planet's size and how long it takes to orbit its star. Thanks to this method, we have discovered thousands of new worlds, expanding our cosmic map with an incredible diversity of planets. These distant worlds are known as exoplanets, and they come in all shapes and sizes, from rocky super-Earths to massive gas giants. Most of them follow patterns and rules that scientists have come to understand. But sometimes, just sometimes, the universe decides to surprise us. One night, while studying a distant star system, astronomers noticed something unusual. The star's brightness began to drop, and it dropped dramatically. At first, it looked like a fairly normal planetary transit, the kind of signal they see all the time. But as the data continued to pour in, a different picture began to emerge. The object blocking the star's light was enormous, far larger than what they would expect for a planet in that kind of orbit. The team was puzzled. They triple-checked their instruments and ran the calculations again, but the results were the same. Scientists around the globe quickly began analyzing the strange signal, hoping to understand what they had just found. And what they discovered left them absolutely stunned. The planet was orbiting its star at a blisteringly close distance, closer than Mercury is to our own sun. At such a proximity, the temperatures on this world were estimated to be thousands of degrees, hot enough to melt any metal, hot enough to literally vaporize rock. The star's gravitational pull and intense radiation should be a death sentence. Under these extreme conditions, a planet simply shouldn't be able to survive. The star's tidal forces should have ripped it to shreds long ago. Yet somehow, against all odds, this one did. It was a true survivor. The discovery immediately reminded the scientific community of another strange and famous world, an exoplanet known as WASP-12b. This so-called hot Jupiter also orbits perilously close to its parent star, so close that it's being actively torn apart. The star's immense gravity is pulling material away from the planet, stretching its atmosphere into space like the giant tail of a comet. WASP-12b is a world in its death throes, a dramatic example of what happens when a planet gets too close to its stellar furnace. It's a cosmic tragedy playing out over millions of years. But this newly discovered planet seemed even stranger. While it shared some similarities with WASP-12b, there was a critical difference. Its orbit, which should be slowly decaying and spiraling it toward destruction, appeared to be stable. It wasn't being torn apart. It was just there, holding on. This was the central mystery that baffled astronomers. How was this possible? They immediately began searching for explanations, brainstorming any theory that could fit the bizarre data. One of the leading ideas was that the planet didn't form in its current, hostile location. Perhaps it was born much farther out in the cooler, safer regions of its star system and later migrated inward. This is a common theory for many hot Jupiters. Over millions of years, complex gravitational interactions with other planets, or a disk of gas and dust, could have pushed it closer and closer to its star, setting it on a collision course with destiny. This would mean we are seeing it in a very specific, and perhaps temporary, moment in its life. Another possibility was that the planet had an incredibly strong magnetic field, far more powerful than Jupiter's, or even Earth's. A magnetic shield of this magnitude could potentially deflect the star's intense radiation and charged particles, protecting the planet's atmosphere from being stripped away into space. This invisible force field would act like a suit of armor, allowing the planet to withstand the star's relentless assault. It was a compelling idea, but proving it would require much more detailed observations. But even with these theories on the table, none of them fully explained all the strange data they were seeing. The more scientists studied this impossible planet, the more mysterious it became. Meanwhile, telescopes around the world and in space continued to gather new information using a technique called spectroscopy, which splits light into its different colors, like a prism. They were able to analyze the chemical makeup of the planet's atmosphere. This is where the story took another shocking turn. The results were unlike anything they had seen before. The atmosphere contained strange and unexpected chemical signatures, elements that are rarely seen in planetary atmospheres. This discovery added another layer of complexity to the puzzle. These unusual elements led some research. Maybe this planet wasn't a planet in the traditional sense at all. Perhaps it was once a much larger world, a massive gas giant that had been slowly stripped of its outer layers by its star over billions of years. In this scenario, what we are seeing today is not the original planet, but its dense, exposed core. A planetary remnant, a survivor that has lost much of its former self to the harsh environment. This would make it its Chthonian planet, a hypothetical class of celestial objects that result from a gas giant's atmospheric stripping. It would be a ghost of a planet, a testament to a violent past. But even this fascinating theory could unsolve the biggest mystery of all. Why had the planet been completely destroyed already? If it was a remnant, why did its orbit stabilize instead of continuing to decay until it was finally swallowed by the star? The stability was the key. It was the one piece of the puzzle that just didn't fit, no matter which way they looked at it. To answer that question, astronomers knew they needed more powerful tools. They turned to the next generation of advanced telescopes, instruments with unprecedented sensitivity and resolution, to study the system in even greater detail. Every new observation brought more clues, but with each new clue came more questions. The universe, it seemed, was once again breaking the rules that scientists thought they understood. And that's the beautiful thing about astronomy. Discoveries like this, these impossible objects, are what drive science forward. They reveal the gaps in our knowledge and force us to rethink our fundamental assumptions about how the cosmos works. Our galaxy is filled with worlds far stranger than we can possibly imagine. There are planets made of solid diamond, planets where it rains, glass sideways, and planets orbiting two suns, creating breathtaking double sunsets. And somewhere out there, among the billions and billions of stars in our Milky Way, there are countless other worlds that will challenge everything we think we know. Each time scientists discover a planet that shouldn't exist, the universe humbly reminds us of one simple, powerful truth. We have only just begun to understand the cosmos. The greatest discoveries are still waiting for us, hidden in the dark. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this journey into the unknown, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more mysteries from beyond.